Greetings, Patrick here. Dollar Theater Voters Edition, and this is a series that we run where we um, review movies that we've gotten from Dollar Theater, but we let you guys pick the movies that me and the Cheetah watch and review. Um, we were having five choices, but YouTube has taken away one choice on the community tab, so now we're doing four movies per week. And in a way, to tell you the truth, that actually makes it a little bit more exciting. The races are a lot closer, I think, than spread out. So the movie we're going to be talking about today actually won by one vote. Again, second week in a row. And that is 1987's The Untouchables. Man, there is so much to talk about in this movie. I mean, it's loaded. Absolutely loaded. It is a classic crime thriller, and rightfully so. Uh, Based off the old '50s show called The Untouchables, which starred Robert Stack as Elliot Ness. This movie was directed by Brian DePalma, written by David Mamet, one of the best screenwriters ever. It starred Kevin Costner. He was just getting started out. Kevin Costner, Charles Martin Smith, Andy Garcia, also very, very young back then. Uh, Robert De Niro as Al Capone, and Sean Connery as Malone. What really makes this movie pop so well is the score. The music was really incredible, and it was done by none other than spaghetti western legend uh, Ennio Morricone. I mean, holy crow! I mean, what a stud lineup that is, right? And we haven't even gotten into the story yet, or the fact that Sean Connery won an Oscar. He won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. So basically, this is for this film right here. It is in 1930 Chicago. Prohibition is in effect, and Elliot Ness comes to Chicago to help stamp out the illegal booze business. The Chicago gang lords have taken it over, and they take it over all the booze and to sell it. And we see a glimpse about like if you don't buy your booze from some of these gang lords, well, they're not going to be too happy. And we see that in the first part of the movie where none other than Frank Nitti comes in and leaves a bomb that uh, 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 takes care of a bar, which and a little girl who was trying to run out to get Frank his briefcase didn't end so well. So of course that causes a lot of heat to go on the Treasury, and they hit Chicago running hard. And Ellie Ness comes in. He's fresh. He's got it's his first big assignment, and he wants to impress. He meets the men that's going to be on his team. The Chicago Flying Squad was an elite squad that would that solved the harshest crimes that the biggest crimes that were going on, or they needed a quick response. The flying squad was the team to call, except for one thing: they're all in Al Capone's pockets. And so when Elliot Ness gets a hot tip about a liquor run, it turns out to be nothing, because the cops that he's with have betrayed him to Capone, and allowed Capone to make adjustments. So he knows that he's in bad straits, and as he's walking home from his office. He's thinking about life. He's thinking about what happened, and he knows that he's up against it really tough. And he happens to throw a piece of trash on the ground, and Sean Connery's Malone stops him from doing that. And so the two initially they clash, but Costner knows that Malone's a good man and a smart man, very intelligent, and so the two end up working together to help, because he knows Malone's a rarity in Chicago, and that is a honest policeman. Nothing's really much changed, has it? Here, we're still looking for those. uh, So, of course, Malone knows Chicago really well. And so he's gonna say, "Well, we're gonna need a recruit. I'm gonna get a recruit before he gets tainted by the corruption." So they go ahead and they find Mike Stone, who has to be played by Andy Garcia, and we find out that uh, Stone is a immigrant, a legal immigrant, who has come over and he wants to join the force to make a difference. He's also a sharpshooter. And after Malone provokes him, he likes his fire. So he's on the team. And of course, we have Charles Martin Smith, who also comes from Treasury, but he is an accountant. He is not he's not out there with a gun and busting people. He's an administrator, but he's drafted. So they immediately go to war on Al Capone. They start making a dent into him. They bust a couple of his operations. The first one that results in Capone going crazy and killing the manager, the bar or the warehouse that he had, that Elliot Ness and his Untouchables raided and busted up. So he's not too happy about that, and he lets it be known by taking out the manager of the warehouse. So now everybody's on their toes. Frank Nitti, who's played by Billy Drago. Wow, what a fantastic bad guy too. He is Al Capone's right hand man, and he takes care of the problems that Capone can't publicly. So or I should say, he take care of in the night. And so we see Frank Nitti, and he's a bad man. He really is. And he finds out where Elliot Ness lives, and Elliot knows he knows that his family's in danger, so he moves them. And he also knows too that the fact that his family is threatened, he also knows too that now he's punched Capone. He's let him know that he's there. And so it gets going. It gets heated, and we see both people on both sides fall, without getting into too much detail. But it is a war, and it does cost, and for both sides, both on De Niro on Al Capone side and also on Elliot Ness's side. Um, if you haven't seen this movie, I really don't want to go. Normally, I will tell you the very end to it, but this is a movie I'm not going to do that with because I do think you should see it. While some of this movie is based on fact, some of it is. It's mostly fiction. It's just a fictionalized account of Elliot Ness. So if you go into the film, know that some of the things you're seeing really didn't happen. Yes, Al Capone did get arrested, and he did get sentenced for tax evasion. That's how they busted him. They busted him for tax evasion. But Elliot Ness did not kill Frank Nitti. He did not toss him off the building. Frank Nitti died 12 years, 1943. He committed suicide. So there you go. And I don't think Elliot was there to help him out. Uh, what a fantastic movie! Like I said, and it's fast. The music is awesome. It's daring do. Brian DePalma, his trademark one tracks are in effect. There's two of them. There's two of them there that he put in the movie. Uh, just fantastic camera work by Stephen Burum. That's some of the best photography I've seen in any movie. Looking down at the action, typical De Palma, camera work. Um, just fantastic film. I can't say enough about this. Gavin Costner, God, he looks so young. Holy cow, he looks like he's like 24 or 25. Andy Garcia too. Um, De Niro being De Niro, a lot of heat. He could have played this for. He could have played this, a little bit less, but he didn't. He sold into it. Um, it's gonna sound funny for me saying this, but the one small niche I really sort of like, I was waiting for, maybe because I'm just over expecting it. But when I saw David Mamet's screenplay, and hats off for Brian De Palma for letting that go through. A lot of directors, they want to, for a big project like this, they feel like they could write something too. thank God that Brian DePalma recognized a better screenwriter, if not the master. Um, but that being said, there wasn't a lot of zing to the script. It's very meat and potatoes. It really does sort of play off like a muscle TV episode in a lot of respects, other than Sean Connery. Sean Connery, how far will you go? And but that was it. That was it. Because anybody who's ever watched a David Mamet movie knows that, like I said before, he's the master. He really is an excellent screenwriter. Um, but I thoroughly recommend The Untouchables. It came out in 1987, so it is out there. It came out on Paramount, so you can get this anywhere. You can get this from Paramount. You can get this on probably Walmart and eBay or Amazon. This is not going to be a hard movie to find, and it won't be a hard movie to find on Blu-ray either. In fact, I don't know if it's on 4K, but I'm sure it is. This is a very popular film. It made over $100 million at the box office. It only cost $25 million to make this movie. This movie only cost $25 million to make. It is awesome. Um, who Brian De Palma is one of his best for sure as far as direction goes. This is one of his best. Probably, I dare say, probably my third favorite of his after Blowout and Phantom of the Paradise. Absolutely, just can't say enough. And thanks for voting for it. This also has some special features. This being 1987, the special features were actually pretty good for the time. That includes the script and the cast, has production stories behind it, reinventing the genre, the gangster genre. Did that when they hired Morricone to do the score. The score is just fire. As soon as you hear the piano play, you instantly know what you're watching. Instantly. The original featurette, which is about the people who are in the men who played the roles in the movie, and also includes the theatrical trailer, which I will include in my review as well, in case you want to see what The Untouchables is all about. But this is a movie you don't want to forget this one. 1987. A lot of people go like, don't. This if you like crime dramas, you got to have The Untouchables. Actually, you got to have The Untouchables in all its formats. The movie, the 50 series that starred Robert Stack, and also the 2-year syndicated run that helped establish William Forsythe as being a major star. The Untouchables ran for 2 years on syndication. William Forsythe played Al Capone, and he owned the series. And one of the reasons I have a feeling it didn't last more than 2 years was the fact that he was basically drowning out the cast. He really was that good. But that's out there as well for you if you want to get more about Elliot Ness in these Untouchables. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I got the new 4 movies up. You guys can go vote on Community tab. And we will see you next week for who knows who's going to win. Thanks for watching. Peace. Oh, if you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. Give us a like. Drop us a comment. Me and the Cheetah, we do answer all the comments. And thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to do this without your help. And we will, like I said, we'll see you next week for Dollar Tree for Dollar Theater. They don't sell movies at Dollar Tree anymore. For Dollar Theater Voters Edition.